Clear, clear, clear. Good morning, guys. It is 7 o'clock right now, and getting ready to get started. Day 14. Day 14. Wow, we are moving it. We are doing it. This has been quite the journey. Wow. It's funny, fasting, it seems like, when you fast, the days really slow down a lot. I mean, it seems like these days take forever, but that's part of the process. Day 14. One more day until our last seven. So I think that's really good. So proud of everybody who joined, who's on the call and who's actually performing this fasting labor. Guys, can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I see everybody. I see you out there, man. I see you, D, the big B.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
How you
Hey
doing, man?
guys.
I'm well. I'm well.
Oh, fabulous. Fabulous.
That's good. That's good. Okay, welcome, hey guys, welcome to day 14. This is day 14. Can you believe it? We are doing it. We're doing it, man. Can you believe it? Now, listen, I
Uh,
know that many people on who's performing this, this is like the farthest that you ever done, you know. And think about this. Think about this. We're at day 14, right? Now, normally, think about what you would normally have eaten over that last 13 days. Most people usually eat 2 or 3 meals a day and snack a lot of snacks and drinks in between, right? So you haven't had that impact on your system and you don't even miss it. So this is really teaching us, guys, that we have number one, it teaches us that we've been overeating. We've literally been gluttons all of our lives without even knowing it. That's number one. And number two, it teaches us how unclean we really are on the inside, how backed up our whole system, our everything has been, and why things maybe have been so tough or hard or whatever. It really teaches us the level. It really teaches us the lesson of wow, I can see clearly now. Because I didn't know I was this congested. Golden, I know you're on right now, and I got your email. I got your email earlier, and I appreciate you for writing it. And you're experiencing what I think many of us are. Going through that process of crying, uh, tears, and that real emptiness, and then that when those feelings of hunger come, and then you're like, God, what's this all about? In my experience, this too shall pass. It will pass as you continue to go deeper, and you're just pretty much going through emotional layers. That's it's emotional layers, and the best thing to do, like just like you're doing, just like you had written, you're crying, and that's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. It's pretty much shedding your old life and your old wineskin, so you can get the real, that we can start living a real life, and we can start doing living how we're supposed to be living. You know, almost everything side, almost everything backwards, almost everything. We don't have the opinion that we should be having, simply because we're too congested, we're too plugged up. We don't live the life that we're supposed to because we have so many obstructions within and without. That part of the reason we go through a process like this of getting to the bottom of things is that we can rebuild our lives and situations from ground zero without any obstructions or obstacles. We're removing all of the obstacles so that the universe or that God Himself can bless us and that we can live according to the standard of a human being, how we're supposed to live. We're human. We're children of the light. The prefix hu, HU, literally means light or sun. So the word human can literally change to sun man. We are sun man beings or light man beings. We're children of the light. But the challenge is we've been filled with darkness all of our lives. Our temples are filled with darkness, and fasting floods your temple with light. And then go back into refeeding, where I would behoove, the people on this call or the ones who are going to see this video to eat only the light. I always try to add at the end of all of my blog posts to eat the light. Because why go through a process like this, which is very uncomfortable? It ain't easy at all. Make no mistake about that. If you're gonna bring dark offerings back in and then have to go through the process over again at some point, sure, you're gonna. I just listen. If you go through this process and wake up on day 22 and eat a Big Mac, listen, that'd be crazy. But if you did it, but guess what? You're still going to get really blessed. You're going to get blessed like you can't believe just by going through this process. Oh, yeah, you'll get blessed. You got something really big coming. Doing this, oh, yeah, you're going to get blessed. Here's the challenge, though, by going back through, like once you finish the process, going and eating from the standard American diet again. Here's the challenge. At some point, you're gonna bring darkness back in, and it's gonna reach those high levels, and you're gonna have to go through this process again. So, my advice, team, is to, when we do come off of the fast, we only got like one more, we got 8 more days to go. Okay, 8 more days today and 7 more after that. When we come off this, we're gonna leaven onto the juices, and then we're gonna take a week to really go into to get the raw and the living in us, and then after that, you'll be released into the world. I'm gonna release you. You'll be released into the world, and then you can do, you can eat however you want to eat. You can have some grits. You wake up, eat some grits. But I encourage you, to keep at least 60% of your foods living. Raw foods. Really, it should be more than that, much more than that. But I know, sometimes changes are tough. Eat raw, eat life, okay? Again, as high as level as you possibly can. And always make the centerpiece of your diet the color green. Green is the centerpiece, the color of the rainbow. Green is the color of compassion. It is the color of the heart chakra. It is the color of the heart chakra. The reason why heart attacks rank number 2 as far as the number 2 killers in the United States is because we have a serious lack of compassion. In the city of Chicago, there are over 1 million chickens that are slaughtered every day to feed just one city of Chicago. That tells us that we have a lack of compassion. The heart chakra should be green. Okay? But a lot of people's, it changes color over time because there's a lack of compassion. There's a lack of compassion. So that's what heart attacks, that's where they come. They spring from a lack of compassion. If we can make, number one, very high, raw, living diet, or fully raw, it's ideal, And then make the most of that green, living greens, do the green juices. Friends, we got to get into the smoothies, and you're going to get, here's the good news, you're going to get all of that. I'm going to give you guys so many recipes. You're going to get the rest of some basic good recipes that you will love. Nothing boring, only the best of the best of the best, simply the best. You will know, you will have a good grasp on how easy it is, and how beautiful it is, and how exciting and how fun the kingdom of health is, how fun the kingdom of light is, and how this information and how this lifestyle has been sort of kept from everybody. Because people know about it, they go for it in an instant, but we just don't know what we don't know. That's the whole thing. You don't know what you don't know. And if you don't see it, there's like a veil. And then you don't receive it. You don't see it. There's another side. There's another side that you'll never get to see. I'm here as a conduit to try to usher you in to the other side. And by doing a 21-day water fast, you're there. You're going to get there. And then by living off the right way, you'll be right in the mix. You're going to be right up to speed. Here's the thing, you'll be brought up right up to speed with people that's been doing it for years just by doing the 21-day water fast because it brings you to the cutting edge. It brings you to the brink. And then you just make offerings. You make real offerings. You offer up your tithes, your offerings, your sacraments to the storehouse of your stomach. You'll be blessed by the one who can bless you and by the one who sees what you do when nobody else is around, by the one who understands your pain, who understands what you've had to overcome, who understands all your hurts, the one who understands everything about you. You'll be blessed by him / her. That energy, that motherly energy of the earth, and that fatherly energy of the sun, of the father of life, the father's son. Yeah. By the only one who knows what you're really going through and what you're really feeling. We can't know that. Nobody, no other human being can really ever know that. The only one who can know that is your true mother and your true father. They're the ones you have to honor, and they're the ones that'll take care of you. We're always going to be taken care of, guys. So we don't ever have to fear about anything. You will always be taken care of under any circumstances. Under any circumstances, God will always take care of you. All we have to do is trust, and that's about pretty much it. And just stay on that straight and narrow path. Be careful what you offer up into your body because that's the way that's how men and women fall the fastest and the quickest, by offering up, things that don't belong in a temple. Your body is holy. It really is. I know it's hard. Listen, I know it's hard to really recognize that because very few people really understand it or tap into it. Your body is a construction of truth that needs to be purified. It just flat out does. Your body needs to be purified at the deepest level. This is step one. Going through this 21-day process is step one. Okay? This is step one. This is going to be the first of many purification rites that you must go through if you want to take it to a higher level and live a life and get out of this BS that most of us, as you see, just look at everybody around you. Guys, turn on the TV. If you turn on the TV, you'll see the state of the world. If you turn on TV now, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see a big Ebola scare on CNN and Fox News. They're talking about Ebola. They're talking about Ferguson. They're talking about people in police brutality. They're talking about ISIS and the White House. Your brains will go to China, all the negative, the crap that's thrown in there. Guess what? If that's not enough, you keep turning, you're going to get to the sports channel. And they're talking about the football season and Peyton Manning and LeBron's in Cleveland now and all this stuff that don't mean crap, that don't help. How's that helping us? Well, this guy's getting $30 million a year and this man just bought a company. How in the world is that helping us? All that does is show us the greed and inequality of the world that we live in. That's all it is. And they throw it at you. That's the matrix. That is the world. That is the matrix. And then, if that don't get you, this is what will get you. You're going to see a lot of pharmaceutical drug commercials all day. And if you don't see those commercials, you're going to see a lot of alcohol commercials with celebrities who don't know nothing. Who will be promoting them, or you'll see regular people, maybe a beautiful woman drinking a Heineken or something. So you'll see that, or you'll see a fast food commercial, okay? Or you'll see some other type of either some deleterious food or some deleterious drink that will get you, that they want you to ingest. And the reason why these drugs are so prevalent because they know that if they could get a human being on a standard American diet, eating their meat and eating their processed food, you're going to need their drugs. You're going to have to go and get their drugs. So when the so-called flu season comes, you'll go to Walgreens to get a flu shot, or you'll go buy Claritin, okay? Or you'll go buy Theraflu, or you'll do the Viagra thing when you go impotent. You will. Hey, guys and women, this way when guys, if you continue to eat processed food, if you continue to eat starch, if you continue to eat meat, you're going to lose your atom power. You will. You will have to experience the embarrassment of not being able to rise to the occasion. Women, here's the thing. You say, well, we don't have to worry about that. Well, this is what you got to worry about. You continue to stay on the processed food, the meat, and all this other crap. This is what's going to happen. You have to go through a major, a major, uh, what do you call it? Reproductive surgery on one of your, a lot of women when they get in their 40s and 50s, they're gonna have to have hysterectomies. They're gonna have to have something done with get one, somebody, some reproductive organ is gonna go out of whack, or you're gonna become frigid. That's the path of staying on processed food, cooked food, meat, and all this other stuff. I'm not telling you guys how to eat. I'm just encouraging you and showing you another side so you can have options. So there's a way out. You can listen. You can go and eat as much. I'm not the food police. My role is just to give you the options. Show you options. Show you a different way. That's all. That's all. Show you a better way. A less painful, a more joyous way, the best way, the way of life. That's it. That's my role. That's it. Also, and so I just want to, I'm gonna tell you something. I had not everything that I've spoken about so far. That wasn't my plan to get on and talk about that. I got like I always have a little format, little notes about what I want to talk about, but that wasn't one of the things I want to talk about. Really, what I wanted to talk about, since we're on day 14, I wanted everybody to stay focused, and I wrote this in my email earlier. How we should cultivate the spirit of a finisher. Okay, we've got to finish it. We have got to finish it one day at a time. That's the finishers are the one. You got to finish this. Okay. Uh, that was my whole thing, and that was the reason why I put the sent out the ultra marathon video earlier. Not the same thing, not just to show you that the 100-mile ultra. I put that video out just so that you guys can sort of it inspires people. So that's why I put it out. I'll give you a quick thing. When I did that race, I was back in 2010. That's a 100-mile foot race, right? Well, when I got to like around mile 24, 25, I got kind of like that was overwhelming to me because I was very tired and I was very beat down, but I still had 75 more miles to go. How the heck was I going to negotiate those 75 more miles and I'm beat down at mile 24, 25? I'm like, wow, this is too much. This is too cruel. I can't do it. But what I realized is that if I just took it 1 mile at a time and walked when I had to walk, I could perform it. And that is the key to the fast. It's just, and you guys are, I know you know this already. This is just, I know I'm preaching to the choir, but that's the key. Just taking it one day at a time and remembering, keeping that why right in front of you, because that reward is so sweet, and everything is going to be 1,000 times sweeter. It really will. Okay, it really will. I've had the opportunity. I have ran 7 full 26.2-mile marathons, 7 of them, and I can't tell you how many half marathons. And I noticed that every time, like during those races, when I got to like mile 20, 21, 22, it was almost like an unseen adversary shows up to try to really test you at that point when you're almost at the finish line, just to see how bad you really want it, just to see how bad you want it. If I would have quit like at mile 23, 24, well, guess what? That whole race would have been in vain, because I don't get the reward. You don't get a medal. In a marathon, you don't get a medal if you can get to mile 25. If you don't make it a mile, 0.2 miles, you're not getting the medal. And then the personal satisfaction of just beasting it through. So cultivating that spirit of a finisher is what's important. And if you fall down and you slip, say, during the race, you fall down and slip, well, guess what, baby? You just got to pick yourself back up and start over again. And start over again. You get a fresh start. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. We're all in this together. I'm honored to be a part of the team. I'm honored to be, I would say it's great to have you. If your name is on, like if it was anybody's fast, but since it's Chris Cole's fast, I get to you sort of be the facilitator. You get to be the one that do the talking, and that's great. But I respect and I got a lot of love for each and everybody on this call. I think you guys are triple studs, if you ask me. For any man to we live in a culture that glorifies food at the deepest level. Food is everywhere. Everybody's addicted at that. everybody's addicted at the highest level. So for you to say, okay, I'm going to go and do a 21-day water fast, do the highest level of fasting, not a juice fast, not a so-called Daniel fast. Well, they do it the wrong way anyway, but I won't even go there. Or any of these fasts till 3 o'clock or till the sundown or whatever. No, you're doing a real fast. It takes a lot of insight. That means you've been praying. That means you're listening to God. That means you're listening to your higher self. I tell people all the time, if you get to me, that means you've been doing some praying. Because this is what I'm always going to take you through that narrow way. It's not necessarily going to be the easy way, but it's the way that guarantees results. You will get results, and you're going to get them in abundance. Okay, no more scarcity. You're going to have more than enough and everything by doing it this way. Taking you through the narrow. You're going through the wilderness, but that wilderness is you. And real quick, guys. I told you this before, that somebody in your genealogy, somebody in your bloodline is going to have to pay the price for the foul blood of your previous generations. Okay? Someone can call to pay the price for your family in that bloodline. Because if you don't, who is? Somebody's got to stop the curse. And it is a curse. It is a curse. Somebody's got to stop the cycle. And that's someone. Because if you don't, who will? And if not now, when? Right? I mean, if you don't do this, who is? Ain't nobody. I mean, are any of your brothers and sisters and cousins and aunts and uncles, are they signing up to perform 21-day water fast? I'll answer that for you. No, they're not. Most of them haven't done 2 days of fasting. They just haven't. None of them. At least in my family. So I'm going to assume that's probably in the majority of people's family. So you're the one that's called to pay the price for your clan, for the weak, defiled, and degenerated blood in your blood. Somebody has to stop the curse is what I call it. It really is, because if you don't, all the things that come along with that curse, the lack, the unhappiness, the unfulfillment, the lack of authority, the lack of just everything that comes with that, it stays. It doesn't lift. It will never lift until that cycle is broken. And the only way it can be broken is through the bloodline. There's no other way. And the only way you can get the blood is if you go through a fast, so you can clean it up. It'll break every yoke. It'll break all the strongholds, generational strongholds. That way, when you go deep enough, you can go right back into your original archetypical blueprint, where you're no longer tied to genetics in your genealogy. You pretty much become your own person. Okay? You're not reaping the tragedies from the past, from your mama, your daddy, her mom, their parents. You cut the curse off, so it starts with you. You're gonna raise up the foundations of new generations. That's a bloodline thing. It goes through the blood. Technically, it takes 91 days. You get a new bloodstream every 91 days. Okay. The purpose of the fast to get rid of all that old stuff and break those ties that keep us hoodwinked. You gotta go through the blood. The only way you get that thing is by going through a fast. Or all those transgressions that your mother did, her mother did, her mother did, her mother did, your father, his father, 10, 20, 40 generations back will come. Somebody has to stop the cycle. Guys, we're the ones that are called to do that for our families. We are, and you know that. Everybody on this call, you guys know that. You know you're the ones that's called. Otherwise, you could have never got to somebody like me. See, so when you get to somebody like me, here's the great thing about being with somebody like me. This is all I do. I love what I do. This is all I do all day, and I'm totally fulfilled. My focus is on living temple work. I've been talking about doing this stuff for 6 years plus. I can read books all day. I'm in total bliss, just focus on doing what I'm doing. This stuff. Very few people do that. Like I could go out to clubs. I can go hang out and kick it all the time, but I don't have any desire to do those things. Not saying those things aren't wrong. I'm a very fun. So I do a lot of fun things, but there are a lot of things that I'm just not interested in. So this is my whole focus. This is all I do. This is all, and I'm totally fulfilled doing this. I used to go take my girls and go spend all day at a raw food restaurant all day and be in hog heaven. I'm just using that as an example, but you can, you do anything, you know, and, doing retreats. So I always, if you got this far, you guys are superheroes. You really are. I don't have to tell you, but I'll tell you that 'cause I just want you to hear from me. That I think you're awesome. There's just a lot of things that we don't know. You don't know what you don't know. I know a few things. I tell you guys this almost every day. There's a zillion things I don't know. I'm not a techie. Everything you see on my website or Facebook, I get other people to hook up because I don't know. I almost don't know none of that stuff. That's the truth. Scott had to walk me through all this stuff, putting this stuff together. I don't know. I almost don't even want to know. You know. But here's the thing. There's a zillion things I don't know, but I know two or three. And those two or three is what is they're vital. They're vital. They're vital. Oh, Crisco don't have all the answers, but I got two or three of them. You got to get into a few. Air, fire, earth, and water. How you build your body with living stone. If people on the phone, if you're into the Bible, if you read 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 5, it talks about building your house with living stone. Okay. That'll give you some insight on how that'll let you know what that is. So when Jesus talked about this, and I'm not, again, I can just use more because I use these because this is probably the most, it's the most popular. Most people can relate to it. Jesus talked about the wise man who built his house. Well, first he said the foolish man who built his house with brick and straw. He was talking about his body. So when the winds came and age came, his house fell, and the fall of it was great. And we see that every day. We see it every day. From rich to poor, people let their houses go, and they have to go through that process of getting sick, getting old, getting diseased, and then recycling up out of here. Then he talked about the wise man who built his house or his body with living stones, so he doesn't have to go that process. He becomes a son of God, a real son of God. He built his house the right way, and he became his bloodline. His blood was pure. He was undefiled and holy. Holy meaning holy, HOLY / WHOLE, holy, whole. We're all broken. We all arrive damaged. And this is the way back to becoming whole. All men and women want is to become whole again. That's everybody in the world. That's all we want is to become whole again. So that we can run again with our father and with our mother. And there's no other way. And until you're holy or whole again, you'll never have real fellowship with your mother and your father. You never will. You never will. I've heard it here first. Sorry. Until we become whole again, you're unwhole. Until you're whole, you're unwhole. So if you're not holy, you're unholy. That's how it works. That's how it works. It's almost mean. It's just mean. But now you have the answers. I'm here just to give you the answers, to share with you some keys, to show you this is the way. And you can decide, so you have a choice. See, here's the thing. Back in the day, we never got this choice. We never saw the other side. This information was not available. They cut it off. In the age of Aquarius, all knowledge and all information becomes available. All this stuff is being unleashed. God is sending all this stuff down the pipe so that people in these last days, what does last days mean? Well, first, let me tell you what it don't mean. It don't mean we're going to get raptured up into heaven and just there. No, that ain't the last days. It just means the last stage of the old age. The old age is crumbling, the old system, the old ways of things. We're entering a new age, which is getting ready to go full throttle very shortly. All that means is that you just have to prepare. You got to take care of your house. You got to get your house in order. What's your house? The temple of God, the kingdom of God, and the church of God. They're all the same. That's your body. That's the secret of the kingdom. It's your house. We can go on. I can give you exactly what each house represents in all the scriptures, not only just the Bible. We can talk about the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Upanishads, all the books lead back to the temple being the body. Solomon's temple was the most important thing. That's it. And I tell you this all the time, and I'll be brief. I tell you this all the time. Listen. I only talk about the things that I know. You'll never hear me talking about computers or Cars. I love cars. I've had some great, really good cars, but I'm not the type of guy that like my dad. My dad is the type of guy like every weekend he goes out and works on his car, even though there's really anything wrong with his car. You know, he keeps it in really good condition. Me too. But I'm not a car. I'm a car guy, but I'm not a work on a car guy. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. When it's time for a tune up or the oil to get changed, I'll take it back to the dealership and let them do it. My dad, he wants to do it himself. So I'm like, I have no interest in doing it myself. Let's take it to the dealership and let's have them do it. You know, I barely like washing it myself, but I do because I think I do a better job than a lot of car washes. But I just use that as an example. I'm not like some men are just handy. I admire handy men who could fix up the house and do all that stuff. I got a lot of love for them. I wish I was more handy. I can do some things, but when I have to, but that's just an example. I was like, okay, Chris, we'll open it up to the group. I'm done. Guys, let me, what, I want to go with first. Let me hear from, I see you there. Let me hear from Golden. Golden, are you available, Golden?
I'm here.
Hey.
Hey.
I got you. Talk to us, Golden. What's up, Mom?
Hello.
Nothing.
Hello, mommy.
I'm sorry, that's my son.
Hello. Hello, guys. What's going on now?
Yeah, I was basically
What's up, little man?
I was basically going through a lot of different emotions yesterday. Oh, last night I should say. And it kind of brought up a lot of different stuff that I didn't even know existed, which is strange, but it's getting better right now. It's just more so that I don't know. It's like I don't even know how to describe it yet. So it's just intense, and it only happens. It's like I cry, but it only happens when my stomach hurts, and it's strange. It's strange. It's just I've never experienced anything like this before. But other than that, I'm okay. It's just it's just I feel like I hit my core. That's all.
So now, Gold, let me ask you a question. Is this the farthest that you've ever come on a fast?
I've only done like 1 day fasts. I've never done anything like this ever in my life.
Wow. Now, let me ask you this. How was your diet previous to beginning this fast?
Oh, God.
How did you
it was basically majority of it was like starches and meats. I mean, I ate vegetables, but
standard American diet?
Yeah.
What we call starch and blood. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
wow. Well, let me tell you something. I applaud you for beating it this far. And when those things come up, just keep going. Okay. Wow. Wow. You're in. You got. It's a lot of good stuff coming. Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah. I mean, it's just I guess it's just my spirit letting me know that you've been filling this area with too many physical things.
Yep.
Now it's basically time to tap into your core and see what your core is all about.
That's
And
correct.
just pay attention to that, because like you're right, me releasing all that stuff is just making room, or basically allowing me to see what's in there. So
Yeah.
So you're right.
Yeah. Thank you, Golden. And then you see for yourself that look how much we overeat, because it's been almost 14 days now,
All right.
and you're still alive. That's number one. You're still alive, right?
Right.
And and we're gonna finish this.
Yeah.
So you see how much food controls the world, and why overcoming the world literally means just stop eating. You see
Yeah.
that now? How
Yeah.
that? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's important. Yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
I applaud you. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna go all the way to 21, and then when we leaven over to I can't wait. When we leaven to the juices, Golden, you're really gonna oh wow, this is amazing. This is too good. You'll experience this for yourself, man.
Right.
I'm excited just because I know what's coming.
Right.
Yeah, we call it the kingdom of light. It's, you're getting ready to flood your temple with light, good stuff. Yeah. Oh, taste and see.
Oh man. Yeah. That's good.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is Jeannie, are you on?
Yes.
Hey, hey, how you doing?
I'm great. I finally got on.
Yes, man. Well, talk to us. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Look at
Me too.
Yeah.
It has been a great journey. There has been moments where I felt like I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but when I was able to watch the videos of the day before when I got home from work, it gave me the reinforcement that I needed so that I can continue on this journey.
Wow. Now, Jean, let me ask you a question. How is this the longest that you've ever gone on a water fast before?
Yeah, this is my first time being on the water fast.
Wow. And I got to ask this question as well. Now, what was your diet previously to performing this?
I once in a while I did eat fish, but primarily, vegetarian.
Okay. That's cool. Wow, that's what. Congratulations since this is your first fast. Congratulations for making it to day 14 and beyond. So that's good. I'm glad you're able to join us today. This is cool. We got a great team, as you know and see. Any other thing that you would like to add before? Jean?
Yes.
Any other thing that you would like to add before we go on?
So now that we're at day 14, so now are we going to be starting the green juicing?
That's a good question. No, you got one more week. Technically, 8 more days, including today. We got one more week on the water.
Okay.
We got one more week on the
Okay.
water, and we're gonna go to the green juice. And about maybe like Wednesday or Thursday of next week, I'm gonna send out recipes to everybody, so we'll know exactly you'll get some recipes. Of course, you can do your own, but some good recipes that you can start juicing with.
Okay, that's perfect then, because I'm going to be going away for a couple of days, so this way I can continue on the water fast. That'll be good then.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Gee, welcome again to this call. Thank you for showing up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Natasha, are you available?
Yes, I am. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Claire.
Claire, I see you down there. I haven't forgot you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Claire and I were chatting earlier, and it was actually kind of great that she had messaged the group. I was up very early this morning because yesterday I had to take my dog in, and sorry guys, I had to have my dog neutered because he had a birth defect, and the neutering would solve the issue, right? And I'm mentioning that because yesterday, according to the intentions that Van had posted, is the day of peaceful relaxation. And the entire day I was like running around, doing stuff, and my mind was focused on is the surgery going okay, because I couldn't be there, and I got to do this for this parent, I got to do this for that person, I got to do all this stuff, and I'm on this water fast, right? So I'm carrying this heavy backpack, right, which probably weighs like about 30 or 40 pounds. I'm carrying that on my back. I'm walking from place to place, doing all this stuff. And I have a lot of energy, and I don't know how tired I am until it's time for me to come home and I get on the train and I sat down. And I felt so exhausted by the time I took that pack off my back. And I was like, keep going, right? And I remembered that on my Kindle, I had a meditation app, and I used the app. And for that 30 minutes of my, like, the train ride is like an hour and 15 minutes, but for that 30 minutes, just got on a New York City subway train. I got so quiet inside. It's the quiet I haven't experienced in I don't think I've ever experienced. And by the time I got off the train to catch my next one, people were around me trying to get to the next train. You know, it's Friday night. People want to go to the club. They want to do this. Blah, blah. I was like, oh, y'all go ahead. I'm not fighting you to go up the stairs. The stairs will be there, right? Trains are coming. People are rushing to get on the next train. I was like, oh, y'all, there's another train by. And when I got home, it was like all was well. That piece that I had been using food to find, I didn't have to do that yesterday. And even though I was still upset, like I was concerned about how my dog was gonna make it through the night, and you know, I had the concern, but the concern didn't have me. And it was a totally different place. And I know for a fact, God want the truth, I know for a fact I would not have gotten that if I didn't do this fast. So I ever so grateful because I use tools for myself that I wouldn't reach to. So thank you so much for leading it. Yeah.
You're welcome, Natasha. No doubt. Thanks for that testimony, man. That's real. That is real. You're right. It wouldn't have came had you not done this fast. I agree. Totally agree.
But
Wow.
I do have one question.
Go for it. Yes.
What I have a concern about when we start juicing, right?
Yes.
About the reaction the body's gonna have. Um, I know each body is different, but from your experience, right? What have you noticed after you've done the water fast and you started juicing?
It's a good question. From my experience, especially after an extended water fast, immediately when you introduce the juice into the body afterwards, this is from my experience, what is going to happen, and what I've seen in other folks. First and foremost, you're gonna experience your taste buds are gonna react so so delightful to that juice. Your energy is going to go through the roof. I know for me, you will have as soon when you drink the juice, Natasha, you're going to have this unbelievable urge to go and do something. It may be to go and run around the block, but you're going to get a lot of energy, and it's going to make things much more pleasant. You're not even gonna want. It's funny when you bring the juice in, you're gonna want to keep it like that. In other words, you're gonna want to keep it on a non-solid food basis. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna want to just stay at that. You know, you'll be happy that you can stimulate your central nervous system and the juice will be coming in, but your body's gonna react really good to it because it is the absolute best way to break a long water fast on anybody. There was this a friend of mine, a teacher of mine had fasted some years ago. He had fasted like 10 people who all had so-called incurable diseases. Some had hepatitis C, some had cancer to the 10th power. They just had what medical would deem incurable. Well, guess what he did? This my guy, he fasted these people for 40 days. They did 21 days on water, and then they did 19 days on juice. Every last one of them was absolutely cured and healed after that process. And these were people who were conditions were so bad that they were termed incurable. So you can expect, and we can expect when we leaven over, it's going to be a really good scenario. It's going to be a pleasurable scenario, and you'll see the difference. You'll see the difference. You will. It's going to be really good.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, yeah. I mean, you'll see. It's going to be great. You'll love it. I hope that answered clearly your question.
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. And well, you know what? Can we hear? Thank you, Natasha. That was good. Van, and I see you clear. I see you over in the corner. I see you. I got you. We get Van. Let me step up to the mic.
Oh my goodness! First of all, good morning. Good morning to the King Chris and the Queen Skyju. And
Good morning, baby.
We are warriors. We're warriors, and we're escaping the Food and Drug Administration. The Food and Drug Administration. And we're warriors because we're living in a culture of instant gratification. But yet, we're not adhering to that. We're disciplined. We're fasting. And most people they can't believe it. No one recognizes me, by the way. I walk right past people and they don't even know who I am. And that's so beautiful. My frequency, my energy, my rhythm, my vibration, my aura, my chakras. It seems like everything's just healing. Women are showing me positive attention. It's funny because I used to go up to women and maybe just to say hi, not even for anything else, and maybe even 30 or 40% might even just say hi, don't even look at me, but they're just being polite and they walk on. Maybe one might stop and talk. But now, now that I've done this, and I tested it yesterday. Every really gorgeous woman I saw, I smiled and I said, hey, how you doing? And they just gave me the sweetest smile. And they said, hey, how are you? How you? I was like, wow, like this is like crazy. And so that was like a real big motivator to me, that I'm doing something right here. I said, man, this is the way, because I think what it is that I don't have the lustfulness in me no more, that carnal energy. I lost that. So I think there's like a authenticity about my just wanting to know, how are you doing today? What's going on with you? And they respond so nice. I would say like 90%. Some of them still walk, they just, you're going to get that. But most of them, I was out all day yesterday, and most of them responded in kind. And I was like, wow, this is great. So, I just want to once again thank you, man. I feel like you're saving my life and all of these beautiful people's lives, and you truly are the chosen one as far as I'm concerned. You're the chosen one.
That's you, man. Man, listen, I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. Every time I hear that from you, every time that means a whole bunch to me, man. And what really means a lot too is that it's like we're like teenagers, because man, you're 49 years young, and you're like, yeah, I'm still getting the ladies' attention, So there's, it's like, that's pretty good. I like it. I just love it. Yes,
I love it. And most of them are half my age, so I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's usually what happens.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, man. You know what? I gotta, Kev. I'm gonna get you in a minute, Kev, and Greg. I'm gonna hit you up. Let me roll with Claire. Oh, I see you in the corner, Claire. How you doing, Ma? I had to say, what's up?
Hey man, Chris, can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Yeah, okay, the volume's gone. It's all good.
Yes. What's up, Claire?
Well, I'm struggling a little bit at the moment. Not right now, but I did a little bit last night with something, and yeah, I kind of want to bring that to the table. Since, And I feel like in context that I just sort of like had that how do I put this, like a temptation, should I say,
Yeah.
to go down that path. And to be completely honest, yeah, it came up, right? So yeah, and it was an issue. And like going back to what you were saying, Chris, about in the beginning, you know, about what was it, one thing that touched me on what you were saying is about the house, about the houses, and you know, the passage within Peter. But I'll get back to that maybe another time. But you were saying something about the the genetic, like you remember, like going back to the your root, as in with oneself, not you know what I'm talking about, like the what did you call it, the bloodline?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And actually, within that question, I wanted to ask you, if I may, like I mean, you know, right? Like how many times? I mean, that's kind of a big question, I guess. But how many times? I guess it depends on the individual, right? Would you need to
Go through that process.
or have you personally, yeah, gone through that? If I may ask, that process, yeah.
Here's the thing. That's a good question, and I shall answer it for you in full. Good question, Claire. There's 7 layers, or what we call 7 veils to the body, on your epidermis, EPI, and your dermis, your skin. You got 7 layers, okay? So ideally, it takes going through a process of 7 purification rites to fully purify the temple. And those processes should be a year apart. So if you go through a process, just say if you do a 40-day fast, you go through a process for 40 days, well, then you wait 364 days, and then you go through another process of 40 days, and then you wait 364 and go through another process 7 times to go through all 7 veils or skin levels in the human body. That's what it takes to get to the bottom, to do it. In the Bible, it says Solomon built the house of the Lord for 7 years. He took 7 years to build the house, and that's what it meant. He just went through 7 rites of 40 days, 280 days, 280 days of temple work, of living, of labors, fasting labors, 280 days, 7 40-day fasts, spaced at a year apart. And in between the fasts, when you do eat, eating only from the tree of life, Claire, eating only foods that you don't have to chase down, and foods that are alive, okay? And so that's what that was a good question, man. That was a good question. So 7 being the number of completion, okay? And so we have 7 layers on our skin, or 7 veils, and it takes it's like you remember, even in like there's a script that says, you know how you put silver and gold through a furnace and purify them 7 times. The human body has to be purified 7 times over a process of 7 years to really bring it up to standard, to get to the level that you want to go at, with your body being a spaceship. If we want to take it to the deepest levels, and it's going to activate all 7 chakras and the whole kundalini. Okay, so it takes going through we call it going through a process for 91 moons. It takes 91 moons. 91 moons. Now it takes 13 because it takes 13 moons to make 1 year. 13 full moons make 1 year. So it takes 91 moons to go through that process. And that's 7 years of living temple work. When you take yourself to a 40-day fast, and then in between the fast, you're eating only from the tree of life, and then you go through another fast at the end of that year. You know, at the anniversary of the first fast. Did that answer the question?
Yeah, I'm following you a little bit here. I am following you here, but what I mean is, like, I know you did answer my question, but so like within that question, if I may ask, like, so you're saying like that it would take 7 years to be exact, but there's a space of time. So once a year, or how does this work? You know, like Twice a year? Oh yeah,
No.
okay.
Yeah, once a year. Just say, okay, I'll give you an example. Just say, like, if you did a 40-day fast on July 1st, right? Just say next year we
Uh-huh.
do it July 1st, right?
Yeah.
Well, then you do that fast, and then the next July 1st after that
Following
year,
July. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
that'll be your anniversary. That's when you'll start fast number the 40-day number 2, and then July 1st of the
Wow.
third year, you just do it on the same year for 7
That's
years.
and there comes these cycles, correct? Right? Depending on what's going on with the. I mean,
Yeah,
you could say that's the day, but I mean
yeah,
that's a yeah.
exactly. Well, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you go through a process of 40 days, life or the universe will bring you the people. It'll bring you the people, the right people to you. That way, you don't have to
Mhm.
go through. You don't have to go through all this stuff, getting wrong,
Mhm.
bringing wrong people into your life. See,
Mhm.
Claire, that's one of our main things. Having people that's not supposed to be in our lives,
Mhm.
and that
Mhm.
happens because we're not purified within. But when we start going through a process of temple work, the right people will
Mhm.
come and they will stay, and the wrong people
Mhm.
they will fall off.
Mhm. Mhm. True. Thanks, Chris. Thanks. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm following you
Thank,
there. Yeah, for sure. Mhm.
thank you, Claire. Like I said earlier, we can bypass genetics and go right back to our original archetypical blueprint. Thank you.
Mhm.
Kevin, are you available? Thank you, Claire. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's
Kevin,
up, man?
are you there?
What's up?
Hey,
What's up,
how you
man? How you
doing?
doing?
I'm
I'm
great. I'm great. What about you, Kev?
I'm good, man. I'm pretty sure my body's done with the detox, 'cause like I feel fine. I've been feeling fine for the past few days. The only thing is the hunger pains. I just get really, really hungry out of nowhere, but I mean, it ain't nothing. Just push right through it.
It's good, man.
Yo,
That's
dude,
good.
I went to the store yesterday and I bought these little bottles of Fiji water. But then
Okay.
I'm taking sips of these, and man, something just tastes like something's up. Something's up. Like I don't know, man. Is that possible that maybe it's not Fiji water and they just say it is, or is it just in my head because something just don't taste right? Like I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's funny. It could just be in your head, Kev. I say that because I'm not a big fan of bottled water, but Fiji is one of the bottled waters that it's one of the best of the worst. You know what I'm saying? If I had to say the bottled waters to get, you know, it would definitely be Fiji, Penta, but the highest level, but it's the most costly, is Mountain Valley
I'm
Spring
saying
Water.
like I bought this Fiji I bought one bottle of Fiji water at a 7-Eleven and it tasted fine, and
Yeah.
then I bought this other bottle last night and it tastes different. Like
Wow.
maybe it's in my head. I don't
Can I
know.
can I chime in on that? Because I
Go ahead.
know about water.
Go ahead.
Go for it. Yes,
Sorry
sir.
to interrupt. I'm sort of a Kangen distributor. I don't really sell it that much, but Kangen water, the filters, and I've done tests on each water, and the whole pH test and all that. Fiji water is good, but unfortunately, it's not really pure, and it certainly doesn't have a good pH balance, a good rating. It's not alkaline at all. Neither of these bottled waters are. Some of
Right.
them that say they are alkaline, they really are. Like some of them that advertise it. Forget the name of it. There's two or three. I tested all of them, and they seem to be alkaline. But Fiji definitely is not, and neither is any of them. Poland Spring, you
Oh
name
God.
it. They're
Yeah.
all horrible, and you got to
Dasani.
consider with yeah, Dasani. Well, most of them are owned by Pepsi and Coke and all
Coca-Cola.
these soda
Coca-Cola.
companies. A lot of them have traces of sugar. Some
Yep.
of them have you name it. But you
That
got
is
to
sad. Wow.
consider yeah, you got to consider the distribution of water. Some of it is sitting out in the sun. You don't know in there. There's a lot of factors that go into it. That's why, Kevin, when you bought one from one place, it tasted one way, and then you buy one from another place. You don't know how long it's been there. When they were packaging and shipping it, you don't know. It sits in months sometimes in a warehouse. It's in plastic. So
Yep.
at the end of the day, you're taking a roll of the dice. But go ahead. I just wanted to let you know that I know a little bit about water when it comes to that.
That's good, man. That's good. I concur. That's good, bro.
Oh, and shout out to Vera. She's on the line, but she doesn't have a mic. Just want to welcome her.
Hi, Vera.
But yeah, I usually don't drink bottled water. I usually drink the reverse osmosis from like a little they got like a little fountain type deal nearby where I
Yeah.
stay, where where you get like 5 gallons for $1, and it tastes great, and it makes me feel
Oh,
great.
that's great.
Um,
That's good.
but like because we have like those big the 5 gallon water coolers that you see in like doctor's office. You know what I'm
Yes,
talking
sir.
about? Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yes.
That's what we got. And one of like two of the bottles I think broke. So my father went to go get two new bottles, and both of those bottles were already filled with Zephyr Hills water, and that shit made me feel sick. I was like, nah. So I'm just drinking this Fiji water until that Zephyr Hills runs out. Like I want to go pour all that water out, but I don't want to make nobody mad, so I'm just waiting for it to run out, and then I'll go get more reverse osmosis.
No doubt. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Wow. Anything else you want to add, baby?
Zephyr Hills sucks. It made me feel really sick, like ugh, and it tastes so bad.
Wow.
I'll never drink that kind of water again.
I don't blame you, baby. We'll be on the juice in a minute. 8 more days, man. Congrats for making it this far.
Man, I'm just waiting on that first watermelon, man.
I know you are. Even though, listen, look, watermelon is no longer in season, but go for it. Now I got a question. Are there any other women? Is Monique on the call? Is there any other women that we haven't heard from today on the call?
Monique had to drop off because her connection was bad. She said she'll catch us on the call tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Natasha. Thank you. So there's no other women. Is Doc? Doc's not on the call today. Doc, are you available? Marcus, Doctor, paging Dr. Marcus Meeks.
Nah, he's not. He's not there.
He's not.
I mean, he's a doctor. He's probably busy.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Anybody else? And I know Sky. She said she wasn't going to be able to make it today. Any other thoughts, guys? Team? Any Claire, Van, Golden? Anybody else? Anything else you guys like to add, or you know? I know the
Well,
monologue.
I'll just say that this fast has really humbled me. It
Yes.
humbled me tremendously. And I'm looking so forward to getting back to my youth, my yesteryears. I used to wrestle, play basketball. I used to be a long distance runner. You know,
Yes.
I now wanna do all those things again. I want to swim, play tennis, golf, fence. You know, I want to make love when I'm 100. You know,
Absolutely. You should.
because feel like I'm now the master of myself. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm the master of my space, my time, my energy. You know, and once again, thanks for saving our lives, and you are the chosen one.
You too much. I got love for you. Thanks, man. And thanks for
My
sharing that, man.
my man.
That
Yeah.
means a lot. That means a lot. Well, guys, we'll wrap up if nobody has anything else to say. Golden, Kevin, Claire, anybody.
Okay, I'm just gonna step in real quick because now we're gonna wrap up. Okay, so going back to not going talking about it, but yeah, the issue of if I may really bring up, I don't know, we're gonna close, but addiction.
Yes.
Yeah. If I can bring that up, Chris, and what everyone's thoughts on it, particularly also you and Sky and everyone's, what are your thoughts on it, and what do you guys struggle with? I know that's kind of like, we're wrapping up, but has anyone got any thoughts that, on that sort of thing? I don't know. Dad.
You know what, Claire, as far as addiction, well, one thing about this fast, it's going to break. It's the best thing for breaking any addiction, whether it's smoking, whether it's overeating, or whatever. My biggest addiction has been emotional eating for me personally. Mine has been eating when I'm stressed, eating when I'm bored, eating when I'm lonely. That's been my biggest life challenge, emotional eating. And I'm sure the team, if anybody else on the team want to add what their biggest addiction is. I know me personally, mine is emotional, from the emotional eating, from when I just eat just to eat. So
Man,
Yeah. Yep. Sorry. Go ahead,
uh,
Kevin.
addictions. I noticed that this is definitely good for breaking addictions. Uh, and I know it, like especially why I had to like go through what I went through. The detox was extra terrible because of my
yeah,
horrible diet and the way that I treated myself. Like I'm not gonna lie, and please nobody judge me. I used to drink alcohol, like a lot, like drink beer almost on a daily basis. I smoked weed. I smoked weed a lot. I'm not gonna lie, a lot since I was 11 years old, and I'm 22, so that's 11 years in excessive amounts too. Like people don't get how I mean every day, all the time, I gotta get high. It was that bad. I don't even crave for it anymore, and I'm proud of myself because before I even did this, I used to like tell myself, and I used to tell God, like, look, man, I want to stop smoking weed. Like, it's cool and all, but it's too much at this point, man. Like, it is way too much. Like, there's no way. I don't care what no one says. There is no way that smoking in those excessive amounts of anything is healthy for you at all. I'm like, I was spitting out black shit out of my lungs, like, like all kinds of nastiness. I mean, I've done drugs in my life. I'm not even craving nothing no more, like nothing.
yeah. First off, thank you for sharing that, and because fasting will break all of that. And let me just tell you
It
something
already
real quick.
has.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt.
Oh yeah,
I
nicotine. As far as that, nicotine, I made up my
yeah.
mind. No more nicotine ever again in this body, ever, ever.
That's
No,
what's up.
no cigarettes, no vapor, no hookah, none of that stuff. Nothing.
No doubt. I'll tell you something. I was born and raised on the south side of Chicago. I went to one of I went to one of the most notorious high schools in Chicago, CVS, Chicago Vocational. I was born in the hood, like you can't believe it. Like wow. I never smoked a cigarette. I think I maybe had one puff of a cigarette my whole life. Wasn't into it. My mom kept me away from that because gangs and everything. I knew all the thugs or whatever, but it just wasn't me. My thing was basketball. I just wanted to be an athlete, and that was it. And that's what sort of, I guess, what kept me out. I never did drugs, never drank. I may have, when I got to college, is probably when I started to have some coolers or whatever, but that just wasn't my thing, you know. And so, I mean, we all have our own things, but it's amazing because I'm from the hood. I don't do nothing. I don't do any of that stuff.
I mean,
None of that stuff.
I've been about all that stuff too in my life.
you know. And thank you, man. Thank you for sharing, and thank you more so for being a part of this and being open and being willing to make some real tough changes, especially at your age, man. So that's good, Kev.
Just real quick, Vera just wanted to say, sorry to interrupt you, Chris. Vera just wanted to say that tell Kevin he is awesome.
Kev, you got a fan with Vera.
You're awesome too. You already know.
Wow. Van, would you like to add anything, bro?
Yeah. I'm from the hood, and basically, I never got hooked. Well, there was a season that I was weed crazy, but I got over that, thank God. But mainly recently, my main addictions are coffee, port red wine, shrimp, and women, and I broke all of that. So I'm so proud. And Kevin, let me tell you, man, I would go to war with you anytime. Like I'm mad proud of you. I'm mad proud of you. Mad proud. Keep it up.
I'm proud of myself.
Yes, sir. You better be. You better be. Yes, sir.
That's real. That's real talk. Hey guys, this has been an amazing call. I honor each and every one of you. We're on day 14. Um, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. We got after today, guys. We got one more week, and it's home. We're home after that. So
Yeah.
we'll get ready to wrap it up and keep the call like within about an hour and 10 minutes. And listen, stay strong, man. It's good seeing you, Van. Good talking to you with you, Kev. I wish I could see you. Like Clara and anybody else, Vera, and everybody else that's on the call, if who's out there. So be blessed.
Oh,
Be
yo,
blessed.
Chris, another thing.
What's up?
Take care, everybody.
I smoked
Take care.
till the very last minute, Chris, of the
Wow.
fast. You know what I'm saying? Like right before midnight, right
Yes.
before midnight, I threw it out, and I was like, that's it, no more.
Hey,
I was like,
Kevin, let me tell you, you're a beast, man. Because you remind me of me, man, in that, like, right before midnight, before we start the fast, I'll have my last bite of food and then brush my teeth or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or my last drink 10 minutes before midnight and then brush, you know. So, no, I hear you, man. You get it in before you got to pay the price.
yep. I was like, it's already like got to this point, so like, yeah, I don't think it. I was like, man, it won't matter now. Like, might as well. Final hurrah.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Thanks for sharing that, bro. Thank you, Kev. You're a beast. I concur with everything Ben said. Keep beasting.
Yeah, we almost there.
No doubt. One more week, guys. Well, eight more days.
Yeah,
Stay
and I
strong.
look forward to that 7 year thing you were talking about because I'm going back to school for my I'm going to school for psychology next year. So that kind of will add right to the 7 years that it'll take. I'm confident I'll get my degree in at least 7 years. So that would be such a celebration on both levels. You
Oh,
know,
amen.
that
Yes.
purifying the temple and becoming a doctor. So here we go. We're
Well,
gonna make it happen.
Well, I'll tell you something. That the first day of the 7 day journey of the 7 year journey of the 91 moons start June 22nd of 2015. June
Got you.
22nd, 2015. And it's going to be that date for 7 years. And what we're going
Got
to do is from June 22nd to the August the 1st, we fast on water, and then we climb Jacob's ladder for 49 days, and then that's just like we just take an 89, we take like 100-day period out of every year to perform that, and then you live your life and do whatever you do outside of that. We meet up like, every and do that for 7 years. It's gonna be my goal is to get 13 men and 13 women to be willing to perform that. But no matter, even if it's just 3 or 4 of us, I don't care. But my goal is to get 13 men and 13 women who are willing to commit to go through that process for just that amount of time. And
Yeah.
we're not going to have to worry about money or any of that stuff because we're going to have more than enough of that, more than enough gold. So, that's
Got you.
real talk.
I'm with you. I'm with
No
you.
doubt, man. I know you, no doubt. So
Yeah.
this is a blessing. Jeannie, listen, it was blessed to have you on the call today. Oh, maybe she's not on. Natasha, are you still there? Did Natasha come back?
I'm still here. I'm still here.
Okay. I just wanted to love on you, and
No,
you're
well,
blessed.
I wanted to say this to ladies. I'm not hating on you. I just want to say this to all the guys on the call. Like, really, thank you for taking yourselves on at a time where most men don't look to do that, right? Because you're providing really a future for other women to actually have an opportunity for something other than what's typical and normal. And I just from the whole new respect and appreciation and love that I have for men. So, like, really, thank you for that.
Rar.
Thank you, Natasha. That means a lot.
You're welcome.
No doubt, man. Thank you. Wow. Well, guys, this has been a great call. We can shut it down. You guys are awesome. Stay strong today, and enjoy day 14 of the fasting.
Sure.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, guys, we're done.
Bless you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. Cool.
Have a good day.
Have a good day, guys.
Have a good day,
Bye,
everyone.
Golden. Thank you,
Sure.
Golden. Bye, Claire. Take care,
Yeah.
dear. Bye,
Love you
Bye for
bye,
now,
guys.
guys.
Bye, Van.
One love, one
Okay,
love,
guys.
one love.
Bye, Vera. Bye, guys. The
Bye for
crew.
now.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye, Claire. Claire.
Bye.
Take care.
You too.
All right, Chris.
Bye.